Men's Mental Health Thursday, and I got a treat for y'all. That's right. I scoured the streets of Detroit. I scoured the streets of Michigan, we had to go all over Michigan to find a good Dr. Hayward.
Find a good doctor.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. This man rides motorcycles on the regular basis. So he don't have time to be coming over to Then and Now to do this with us because he is clearly living out his golden years on this motorcycle. Let me tell y'all. Wow.
But he's able to come because they can't ride right now. It ain't hot enough. We got him.
Thanks for bringing that up. And guess what? We're going to give y'all some of the things that y'all need to know and understand. And the first thing we're going to deal with, good doctor, is we're going to teach these people that thinking, using your brain, and not always reacting is the best option.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And we're going to let the doctor break some. He got stats for y'all. He got statistical. Oh, and by the way, hold on. Let me also introduce this part of the doctor. He has 13, not one, not two, 13 books all written to help you with your psyche. You know what I mean? You got to respect Dr. Hayward now. You know what I mean? You see him out there on the streets. Don't be looking at the Harley Davidson and thinking like, oh, he's just a biker dude. Nah, he's something more than just a biker dude. Wow, that's Dr. Biker dude. Yikes. To you. You know what I'm saying? All right, Dr. Hayward, let's go ahead and get off to that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me correct something.
Okay, let me get us.
Dietrich Furs closed down.
Yes, it did. Well, no, they actually still open.
They still open, but
they grifting.
They said, oh, we got more inventory coming out and this or that, so come on, y'all, we'll let y'all know. I thought when you closed, once all the inventory was gone, it wasn't, it was a wrap.
I thought the same thing too.
The hustle might be real. But the reason why I brought up Dietrich Furs, I was heading there, my guy called me and said, Doc, don't even go, they sold out. And the reason why I was going to get me a full-length beaver.
Okay.
Because even when it's cold, I ride. But let me say this: I won't ride if it's snow or ice on the ground.
Okay. Right.
And so yes, I'm supposed to be on the road and heading to Florida. I got a speaking engagement down in Nashville. No, I ain't riding no bike now. Hold on now.
Hey, we thought you might probably jump on the bike to hit that. And then once
we had a nice couple of days now. The last couple of days have been nice.
2 days, but if you cross Toledo and it's snowing, you in trouble. But I do ride, and I say all that to say this. I supposedly had left yesterday, but when I heard what you all were doing, with regards to mental health, especially our brothers in the cities who don't often enough hear how to figure out and navigate that frustration that we tend to deal with anyway. That's why hypertension is so high. I went on this mission of kindness 30 years ago.
Okay.
I worked in a job. My body used to mimic a heart attack. My left arm, I'm thinking, I went to the hospital 3 times. Doc said, you stressed. I said, I'm from Delray, I don't get stressed.
I'm from Delray, I don't get stressed.
Listen, when you go up in the city, and that's our problem, we go, man, I got this. And they talked about my job, and I realized I was carrying this tension. So 25, 30 years ago, I went on this mission of kindness, right?
Right.
I said, if hypertension is killing us faster than anybody else, I needed to change how I was doing things. So I kind of started looking at that. And it took me a long time even to get to this point. You talked about the 13 books. Do not people go out and look for 13 books. I think I got 13 motorcycles, but I am currently working on 4 books. And I did do a dissertation. That was my first write-up on what it means to build a relationship. And when I heard what y'all doing, I'm like, I'm here for it.
I appreciate it, man.
If you see me tomorrow doing 90 trying to get out the city, because I should have been gone yesterday. But I'm just saying.
Listen. I just appreciate the fact that we still have pillars in the community that's willing to come out and share information with the people. That's what we about over here. And I'm gonna let the doctor go ahead and give y'all some of the things that he's come across in his years of being a doctor, dealing with mental health and things of that nature, mental wellness and all of that. we're gonna let him go off into some of these statistics that he has because it's frightening. When I found out that one in every 10 black boys commit suicide, that's wild work. It's only 42 million of us, y'all. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
1
look-
out of 5 of blacks boys that committed suicide, but knowing that is like the black mental health. The mental health in blacks is a major crisis, but is a silent crisis.
Oh, come on now, you
know
preaching.
what
Dang,
You
silent
preaching.
crisis.
Silent
Oh,
crisis.
Y'all heard that silent crisis?
But here's why it's silent.
Okay, here we go.
Here's why it's silent. And folks, if I break down, don't come looking for me thinking I'm soft. This is about mental health. This is where I get emotional and understand. And I never was that guy.
Right.
Because that wasn't it.
Okay.
This is the silent part. I
Okay.
was never that guy where you show your feelings. And my father came from Hawkinsville, Georgia, born in 1922. And by definition, what we use today, he was a man's man.
Man,
You
right.
just go to work. You don't be saying I love you. You don't do any of that.
right.
You just go to work. He didn't tell me he loved me till I was 33. I just finished grad school.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm working with these kids in a little town called Cambridge, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. Barack Obama's, one of his close friends was a law professor, and that law professor opened a school. So I wound up working for Charles Ogletree. He opened a Benjamin Banneker school, and it was
Oh.
great. It
Oh,
was
wow.
great. First job out of grad school, and I'm watching these people drop their kids off, and they all hugging and loving, and I'm starting to trip. Like, I ain't never had that.
Right.
So I started calling my dad, hey, Dad, what's going on? He never say I love you, right? My wife says, well, have you ever said that to him? So no. So I started saying, after I hang up, hey, Dad, love you. All right, boy, and you hang up.
Right.
Hey, Dad, what you doing? Where Mama?
Yeah.
Where Mama at?
Yeah.
She in there. All right, love you, Dad. All right, boy, hang up.
Yeah.
So I'm in my third week at Benjamin Banneker.
Right.
And I said, my father had just had an accident. My brother called me, hey, Dad, had a car accident, broke his wrist. So I called him. Hey, Dad, you okay? Yeah, I'm back home. So I got a cast on. Dad, take it easy. I love you. And then he said, I love you too. Oh, man, I'm 33.
Right.
First time I ever heard my father say I love you.
How did that send chills through your body when he said it?
Chills. I jumped up. I locked both my doors. I had two doors to come to my office. I didn't want nobody to see me crying. I'm gone.
For real?
I mean, I did not know it was gonna hit me like that. I called my wife. I can't talk. She said, "What's wrong with you?" My father just told me he loved me. She said, "Wow." I got hung up, and then it looked like I was having a nervous breakdown. I started laughing because I said, "I'm tripping."
Right.
My dad been in the house my whole life, brought home a check every Friday to my mother, made sure we did the chores. I saw him go to work, saw him come home, and I said, wow, I got the wrong perception of love.
Oh, wow.
So for the next, and I've been on that journey for the next 20, 30 years, I've been trying to figure out how to do that. I do tell my kids that more often. I tell my grandchildren that way more often than I tell my kids. But I realize we watch too much TV, social media, and we define what we think love is.
Right.
So here's the question. I'm gonna ask y'all, here's the question.
Okay.
When have you told somebody you love them without wanting something back? And check
See,
that out.
And you know what? That question goes back to when we had discussion about unconditional love. Remember that?
man.
Remember we did that episode on unconditional love?
Yeah.
See, y'all don't understand what real unconditional love is. And see, the doctor is telling you, like, listen, what you perceive and what you think is love as far as material-wise and monetary-wise, that's not love.
That's not love.
That's a show of basic responsibility. That's pretty much what that is. And I was gonna say that and bring this up, and I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Talk to me.
Because I done got kind of out of it. I used to be a movie buff, but I'm kind of like slow on the movies now. But Have you seen the movie Fences with Denzel Washington?
Man, listen, now I done came here.
I got the doctor excited, y'all.
I done came here to be with y'all. I ain't come here to be crying and hugging on y'all.
Hey,
listen,
man, we ain't like them other guys out there. All that you saying when you ain't our brother and all that.
Listen.
We ain't using the brother. No, we use brother over here.
Listen.
Because see, what they don't understand about not using brother is, regardless if I'm blood related to, we brothers in the struggle because we this.
We gonna talk
We gonna
about
get treated the same. I don't care what you're doing.
And we can talk about that in relationship to the motorcycle world because there's some spaces we don't use brothers. And so I always say it. Because I'm in the club, I ride, and we got culture, and there's certain place you shouldn't use brother because how it's received.
I get that.
However, I use it all the time.
I get it.
Because I believe we have this kinship, and especially as men and especially as black men. But you asked a question about fences.
There we go.
Quit playing with me now.
Nah, in the movie Fences, I'm going to this part.
I'm gonna tell you what you're about to say.
About your father turning 13.
He said, I ain't got it.
And he asked, he said, Daddy, you ain't never told me that you love me.
Come on.
And he said, hey, didn't I make sure you had a roof over your head? Didn't I make sure you had food in your belly? Didn't I make sure you was able to go to school, put clothes on your back?
Come on.
He said, I did not just do that because I love you. I did that because it was my responsibility to do that.
Right. And then, but this is what he said, and then I used this on my son when he was 19. I wish I wouldn't have, because that's one of my favorites. August Wilson Plays.
Yes.
Right? He said, I did all that, and he said, I ain't even gotta like you. It's my responsibility. But what he was really modeling, that he loved him. And I used to tell my son that, son, I ain't gotta like you, but I gotta love you. And if the character in Fences did all that, that's the love you talking about. You showing it. We make the mistake. I worked with students for 30 years. I still mentor.
Okay, that's good.
And I would hire teachers. And I would say, how you feel about children?
Right.
And they say, I like all children. I said, that ain't true. I got my own kids. Some days I don't like them. What are you talking about? But when they said they love them, I said, well, then how does that show up? But how do we do that, especially as it relates to mental health, with black men? But listen, if you grew up Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, Oakland, Compton, any major city, and you at the bus stop, you're talking about, hey, good morning, I love you. You're getting stomped.
Right.
Let's be real.
They
right?
say, what's wrong with this weird old nigga?
Right.
Because the vulnerability would put you in a position, because the environment don't speak to that. But one of the things I'm learning, and I'm still learning it, how to be vulnerable.
Okay, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm gonna let the doctor give y'all a scenario that he was telling me about with somebody that he was involved with about vulnerability and how he had to go through the scenario with his best friend or whatever, or his friend or whatever, to be able to cope and help him through whatever it was. You want to go ahead and share that story?
So it was a situation where this cat, I'm showing my age, young people, I say cat all the time.
It's cool. I say giant turkey.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we've been watching too much Friends Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we usually call and say, what up, Doe?
Yeah.
And holler about whatever. But something didn't feel right. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. But the way that person answered, I knew they wasn't good.
Wasn't good.
And hold on, Doc. And see, we got to ask that question. Yeah. A lot of people will call, what up, though, and get to just talking. First, sometimes you got to ask to see if a nigga good money. Like, everything cool, you
sometimes,
good.
Everybody know the normal, people, the normal response of me. Right. When they call or whatnot. And if I ain't in that same tone, be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
We don't do that with each other, though. We don't do that.
No, but they do what they do. You want to be like,
but hold on.
I'm talking about the homies, though.
But I got
okay.
I got some
homies.
I got some notes here,
all right.
And you just hit one of them notes.
Okay.
You gotta have a circle of people. So I'm gonna give some things that you should do. And this is being offered not as a counseling session. So if you need services, seek out therapist and a counselor, right?
Right. Exactly. Yes. And let me stop y'all right now. Just because I got the doctor on here, don't be thinking that we giving y'all a diagnosis or something here. Whoa. Y'all relax. We not trying to get no malpractice here. Yikes.
But,
go ahead.
but we're going to give you some strategies.
Yes.
We're going to give you some strategies
Yes.
to start the journey.
Right, and then also too, you know what I mean, like when you go seek out counseling, you have to seek out counseling from people that can relate to you, not somebody that then went to school and got a degree in psychology and ain't never had to struggle in that world, so they cannot. Only thing they can just tell you is you should do this and you should do that, but you never been where I was at. You never experienced the pain of, you know what I mean, watching my mother struggle and when my father passed, and you know what I mean, we got to live off the Social Security until she get a job and you know, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't go out. You can't just go seek counseling from anywhere.
Anybody.
Right.
You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
And thinking that's gonna help you, because 9 times out of 10, the stuff that they be telling you, it's not helping you in no way. And you be like,
not relatable.
that's why a lot of people say, man, that stuff don't work.
Because if I can't relate to it and I can't identify with it, it's hard to reach. And you said something about, hey, if somebody's checking on me, that's your circle, right? Then seeking that help. And sadly, a statistic I noted that there's only 4% of psychologists are black men.
Oh, wow.
So if I'm sitting on that couch or in that chair and I'm talking to you, there's a likelihood you might not even understand. I give you a real life situation. I don't drink or smoke.
Okay.
Or as I say, I don't dope. Right?
Good.
I wanted to.
Right.
See, this is where we're not honest. I wanted to.
You wanted to.
Who don't want to lose their inhibition?
Yeah.
Right.
Go to the party, hang out. She fine as all get out, but your nerves getting you, but you know that yak or whatever they doing gonna soften you, and you can go get the courage you didn't have, right?
Right, the inhibitions come down.
So we lie to kids and say, don't do drugs, and we stop there. I tell young people, don't do drugs because they're gonna inhibit you. So when people say, well, he didn't do drugs because he was saved and he did, no, I didn't do drugs because my brother did every drug under the sun.
Right.
When you watch your brother drink rubbing alcohol to try to get a buzz, and then watch him, now I'm about to show you my age, escape from Bellevue down on 94, and escape from Northville mental institution down in Northville, right? So I'm at a party, I'm at a spot in outside of LA.
Okay.
And we racing motorcycles. We getting down for the get down.
Right.
And we hanging out. And I'm getting ready to hit the streets, go get something to eat. I got some folks out in Compton. And when I come downstairs, folks was, and I went to a spot and they were doing what they do.
Right.
And they went to moving stuff and said, man, Detroit, they call me Detroit. Detroit don't partake, he probably a narc. So I started laughing. I said, first of all, Detroit and narc don't even go together.
Dang.
Let's start there.
Wow.
I said, but why don't one of y'all just ask me why? And they did. And I told them how I was brought up. Watching my brother crash the house or escape, and we get a call that he just escaped, and we locking the doors. If you go to my house on the west side of Detroit, you will still see remnants of those locks we would put on the door so he wouldn't steal our clothes. So if I need counseling, and I'm trying to explain this to somebody, and they say, oh, you'll be all right. And like you said, don't understand where I'm coming from. A lot of times when people hear doctor in front of my name, they go, oh, he don't. Yeah, no, I grew up in Detroit, and I understand. But the other thing I realized, that don't mean I have to stay where I was.
Right.
What y'all are doing in offering this platform to talk to men, young men, old men, about mental health, is that how do I have someone to talk to? One of the ways is create you a circle where you can be vulnerable, where you can actually talk to somebody. And if you start talking about your girl just left you, your kid got hurt, you lost somebody, you might be getting fired and you start crying. What you don't want is somebody saying, "What's wrong with you, dog? We don't do that, man up." We've been hearing that since we were 2.
Yeah.
You on that skateboard, you on that bike, you fall off, and your aunt, your father, your grandmother say to you, "You a man." No, I'm 2.
Me too. Right.
I'm 2. What are you talking about, a man? I'm 2.
Right.
But that's how we all grew up. I remember getting in the fight. I won't say the brother's name. I think he might be out and so
Whoa.
he might be still.
Better not be looking for the good doctor. You might have to run into me now. You run into the good
Come on,
doctor.
I got people.
You might run into me now.
I got.
You don't wanna do that.
Look, I just got it.
Let it go.
I grew my army by 2 tonight.
Yeah, let it go now. Let it go. Let it go.
So
let it go.
We both like this girl.
Okay. Ooh,
And,
over girl.
Yeah, it was over girl.
That old gal.
But it was my girl.
See, this is real mental health right here, fellas.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
girl.
But watch
this
this.
is the number one thing for y'all fellas. A girl, number
girl.
one.
Is we say in the MC world, 99.9% of the problems that liquor and how you've gotten caught up with some woman that's likely not even your woman. You know?
Whoa.
You done got caught up, and now you got to try to back it up. So I'm in this fight, and the guy stepped to my girl. It was my girl. I shouldn't even have to step to him, but I want to show him and her I can hold my own.
Right.
Then the mistake was, because I didn't know all the rules of fighting. She turned to face me, and my man snuck me, right? Pow.
Right.
Blood shot out immediately. It's all over my hand. I don't know if my nose broke. Then I took the easy way out. I ran home.
Nah, see, only the doctor, Hayward, would tell you that. Most everybody else would have said they got off up in there. Doc said he went on and ran
I
home.
ran home. Another thing
Now,
about
what made you run home, doctor?
well, because I was shook. And so
See that critical thinking, y'all.
I was shook. And
this is not going right.
And we get jammed up because we don't even know how to be honest with ourselves. But you know, I'm be honest with you. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have told you I ran home. I'd have made something up.
For real?
Yeah, I'd have been like, "Oh man,
Right.
we."
Oh, man.
But I'm at this place now of honesty. So I run home, get in the crib. Blood is there because my man got me.
Right.
And my mother was gangster. May she rest in peace. My mother was gangster.
As you was an adult, she was still
She's
gangster.
still gangster. Up until she
Mama,
passed.
gangster
She was-
mama.
She was gangster. She was pretty tough.
Ooh.
And she looked at me. She didn't ask what happened. I told her. And she said, "Did you lose?" And I said, "No, I didn't lose, Mama." She said, "Get back outside."
Oh, wow. Put your
Nah.
arm about that.
Here's the problem. Thank God homeboy had left. 'Cause listen, I already lost. I ran home. I don't care if I beat him after that. He will always be able to say I ran home.
Right.
But that understanding, because my mother understood also how the streets was going to do you. But we're having that now with social media, folks picking this up, and we're watching these brain dead, violent things over and over and over.
Over
and
again.
Over, and what happens is it tells you how to act. No, y'all, listen, what y'all doing here, we're not even saying to folks, man, find you somebody you could talk to. I got a cat just called me, and put it this way, don't cross him. And he just said to me, "Man, how you do it?" And I told him, I got out the streets. I got around people who can tell me they love me. I started talking to people what I was going through. Because if we don't do that, we get trapped in ourselves.
Yep.
And when we get trapped in ourselves, we don't think there's any other way out but death. And then our suicide rate goes up.
Exactly.
know.
Yeah, because if you asking yourself these very questions that the doctor is saying or whatever,
Right.
the only answer you can give yourself is the answer that only you can come up with. And that answer is not much because you asking a question. So yeah, suicide definitely is on the other end of that.
And it's so high for our young kids and children of color, but now it's happening. You turn the TV on right now. We done lost the First Amendment.
Pretty much.
We lost some of everything.
Yeah, we done
But
lost
he can
some
say what he
every-
wanna say,
We done lost some everything. We done lost the news reporting. We got folks who say they're lawful being lawless, and you're 18 and you turning that on and somebody telling you, go to work, get a job and do it right, and you watching people in office still right in front of you, then they lose hope. Now, if I lost hope, there's only two ways to exist in the world: hope and fear. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. There is no gray area. Barack Obama ran as a junior senator. He gave hope.
Yep.
Trump ran and gave fear. We need, and we ain't talking about them. This ain't a political debate.
Right.
We're talking about how do we save these black, young, beautiful people in the city. We gotta give them hope. And it can't be fluff. It can't be some clickbait. It can't be saying certain catchphrases just to say, oh yeah, and then we feel good. We ought to say, find your community, get away from the negative people. It might be your mother, might be your father, might be your brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend. And if you can't leave the house, I ain't saying run away.
Right.
When I say get away, I mean to change the space you're in. Go to your room, go to school. If at home is negative, find you a positive community. Because a negative community will make your tail do something that you wasn't expecting to do.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at a situation where 30 seconds, you know, people know me as Detroit Randy, old school in the Motorcycle Club, Doc, and some of my students I still mentor. And when they find out I almost did 5 years when I was stationed in Korea.
Whoa, hold on. We don't want to get you in no trouble. Hold on,
No.
Okay, now. Hey, hold on. Now. Hey, international laws. Hey, watch out now, North Korea.
I was in the military. I went to North Korea because I went
about to say, wait a minute.
What I tell y'all?
Drop the bomb over there.
What I tell you? I got people. See how quick?
Yeah,
See how quick you came to my rescue?
Yeah.
Listen.
Hey, we dropped the bomb over there once before now.
Listen.
We dropped the bomb. Hey, y'all see the bomb work now. Y'all see what the bomb did.
I got people and they'll go all the way to Korea.
Yeah, to the Vietnam.
But I was in Korea. I was 23.
Oh.
And I was stationed there.
Why?
Yeah. And I went on base to do some laundry. I lived off base.
Okay.
Went on base to do some laundry. And we caught this bus. The bus passed me.
Right.
I know he saw me.
In Korea.
Oh man, racism is rampant, believe. And so he
And
passed
this?
me.
This had to be what, 60s?
No,
70s? 80s?
that's messed up. I know I got this
I mean,
old school sweater.
I know. I'm saying, I'm trying to get the time frame.
This was 80.
You ain't gotta give me the exact year. I want to get the time frame.
I was over there in
so I get the mindset.
86.
86, and they still was like that. 86.
Bruh, you go now, they like that.
80.
Anywhere we go, this is why we have to talk to young black men.
But listen,
Anywhere we go, we get marginalized in folks' mind to be the worst. Wow. Anywhere we go, we're always the target. You could be talking about something else, and we become the target.
Even when you look at the movies of even sending blacks to war. Okay, you done sent us to war, and then we out here fighting on the front line, and y'all still treating us like nothing. You know what I mean? They like, you know what I mean? Send them, let them get killed first, and then we survive, come back.
World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Vietnam
Panama,
War,
Grenada,
Nicaragua. I go, the list is infinite. And every last one of them, it was black people fighting them same wars. But guess what? The black people didn't get the same accreditations that the other people got. And I'm gonna say this, you know what I'm saying, to the American people. And this is going a little bit off course, but I just gotta say this since we went to this topic. Is how in the world do y'all figure that this is the United States of America and we've never been united?
But here's the kicker. It didn't used to be called United States of
break it down.
America.
Give us some
because
history.
if we talk about the Emancipation Proclamation and freeing slaves in the North, because folks in the South wouldn't free, it was all because the South was trying to secede. They was trying to break away from the Union.
1862.
And so when Lincoln understood the only way I can save this, and it's all written, I ain't telling you nothing you can't research. Matter of fact, go research it.
Yes.
He signed that paper and said, if you come north, you free. We got to make these states united, right? But what you said about all the military conflicts, and I'll get back to this piece about Korea, even the American Revolution.
Yeah, the American Revolution.
Who was considered the first person killed, the shot heard around the world, that's my phrase, they don't attach it to that, was a black man, Crispus Attucks.
Crispus Attucks, y'all know.
He was the first. Before we were still under British rule, right? So, all right, we done did a history lesson. Let me bring you to Korea. So here I am in Korea, and here's what got me in trouble, speaking on mental health.
We in the 80s, y'all. Wow.
We in the 80s. I'm still Detroit. I only been away from home 3 years. I'm so Detroit. I'm wearing 8-ball jacket.
What up, dog?
What up, though? I'm wearing a stop sign jacket.
What up, dog?
I'm about Detroit.
Yeah.
The bus passed me. I catch a cab, 75 cents. That's all it took me.
75 cents.
75 cents to get to the compound. I beat the bus. When the bus pull in, I jump on the bus and go off on my man.
Ooh.
Went off
Did he speak
because I
English?
was hot-headed. He spoke because he had to drive for the Americans.
Okay.
It turned so fast, so bad, that the folks manhandled him. I called the MPs. Ours was SPs, security police. They showed up, they arrested me. Best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing. Changed my life. I was
Arrested you and said what, though?
They said, I hit the guy, I choked him, I never touched him.
Oh, wow.
I went, and this is why we have to talk to young men about managing their temper. And even today I go, I wish somebody would have talked to me about how angry I could get. And I got angry, so I go through this process. I'm being court-martialed. It goes from possible 2 months to 3 years to possibly 5 years, right? And in the military, you don't have to prove too much.
Right.
Had 2 witnesses showed up, said I never touched the guy. And I stood before the commander, and he was reading. He had said what the witness said, but then he saw my social security number, 375, 375. There's 3 numbers, the first 3 numbers of your social security say where you're born.
Right.
And he said, where are you born? I said, Midwest, because I knew how people view Detroit.
Right.
He said, where? I said, Michigan. He said, Airman, where? I said, Detroit. As God is my witness, as I sit before you, that man took his ink pen and said, yeah, you did this, because he heard Detroit. This was the first time I cried without physically being hurt. I remember going back to where I lived. I sat there and I cried and I cried.
You couldn't understand it. I didn't do
couldn't
nothing.
understand it, but then it showed me how the game was played. It took me a little while to realize you gotta check your anger. But I was due to get out, and I told you my mother was out cold.
Right.
And she said, son, just get out and come home. I said, no, I'm re-enlisting. And she said, why? I said, because now I know how the game played. They're going to pay for my school. That's what changed my trajectory.
Right.
That's what made me say, this how they do the game?
Oh.
So I've been fighting. It took me a long time to reduce that anger, and I still got it. I got road rage 2 weeks ago. See, the only thing we got to be honest with the young people, and here's what stopped it.
Oh, no doubt.
I went to yelling, and it was so stupid.
You wasn't using no Samuel Jackson language, was you?
No.
Okay.
I was pointing, pull over, pull over. And then the car did some other stuff, and I said, that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I'm tripping, and it had nothing. So our young people are going through stuff that has nothing to do with them. But they do not have the ability to just pick up the phone and call somebody. So you know what I did? I called somebody, bruh. I'm out here tripping at my age. I'm arguing back and forth, and my guy said, man, you too old for that. But then he said, what happened? And the reason he did that was to bring me down.
Right. So you can start, he was like, well,
So you can vent.
man,
So you can
well,
vent.
I was
And
such and this fool, such and such.
And I become a springboard. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's my
Just
word.
like my partner here, we had a situation a few months back. We was at some little event or whatever. And, you know, my partner was doing what he was doing, and somebody questioned him about what he was doing. And he got totally upset about like, yo, why is you even asking me anything about nothing I'm doing off of me? And he wouldn't let it go. He would not let it go. And I had to keep talking to him like, yo, listen, please, my G, you bugging. You bugging. No, you was coming back. You say, no. You would walk away and come back and say, you know what? And I'm like, yo. You know what I'm saying? And see, my thing is this, though. I had to basically simmer him down. And in order to do that, you of your mind state have to be somewhat of level mind yourself. You can't be coming in all half cop trying to get somebody some information or trying to help them with their mental. Because just like I need help with my mental, he said he needed it. We all need it. So with that being said, you have to be calm, cool, and collective. Everybody can't be turned up. Everybody can't be turned up.
And the thing is, if somebody tell you they got it all figured out, get away from them.
Whoa.
Because they lying.
I know a whole bunch of those.
If they say they all figured out. But what I do have figured out, so as I look, well, you clean shaven.
Okay.
You got low cut beard. I'm gonna try to get mine like yours because this is messed up. Ladies, I'm married, but don't judge me. I got to try to feel it here. Right?
I don't know how I be happy, y'all. Hey, shot.
As long as the wife be happy with it, that's all that matters.
Hey.
Say,
Your next podcast will be, remember Dr. Hayward?
Mrs. Doctor, I am not promoting any of this, Mrs. Doctor. If you see it, I am not promoting this. No,
What I'm alluding to now is when I'm talking to young people.
Okay.
I point to my beard.
Yes.
And I tell them I'm now a gray beard.
Yes.
It's an honor now.
right.
To get to the level to be a gray beard.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What you got going on?
What's the young brother just got killed 2 days ago in Dallas? The young rapper, Papa.
Yeah.
25 years old. 25, I didn't have nothing figured out. I was still a hothead, even though I had come back from Korea. But as a gray beard, and we got to get our young people to lean their ear more to some of us gray beards. They view us as these old cats. But the only way you get to be a gray beard, you get to figure out how to navigate some of this.
And listen to them.
And if we don't listen, I got a guy called, he's 87. And I was building a motorcycle last year. And I was gonna
87 years old?
He's still building, he's still riding.
He's 87.
87. And he'll be 87 this September.
So September what?
Yeah,
you don't know?
I don't know.
Well, my birthday in September.
See
then?
maybe.
Well, go ahead.
You need to start riding. You could be 87.
Doc try to get me on the bike, y'all. You bugging, y'all.
Y'all have my back. I get you on the bike.
Wow.
So I called him, and I was going through his frustration with building this bike, and he tried to tell me something. And I ain't say nothing, because I'm thinking, I ain't listening to you. I've been doing this. But I caught myself. I said, this man been doing it way longer than me.
Right.
So I said, what would you recommend?
Yeah, let me hear him out.
I built the bike the way he said. It won prizes. It went to Florida. It's being requested down there. It went to California at a chopper show. It's being requested in Florida. But I leaned in and listened. Mm-hmm. The question is, how do we get the young people to listen? One of the ways is to stop judging them. Right?
Oh, no doubt.
You know, we don't even.
I'm very judgmental.
Yeah,
I am.
And I am too.
I am.
You know, I'll see somebody and go, why they doing that and this and that.
Yeah, I am.
But once I ask the question, why are you doing that? Then I need to listen.
Right.
You don't know what they went through. You don't know what they dealing with at home. You don't know what the boss just said at the job, what somebody said at school. These young folks are hurting right now. And there's a saying, what one generation tolerates, the next generation exaggerates. Whatever young people going through, we cause it.
Of course.
So it go.
We the blueprint for it.
So it goes back to when we was talking last week about, and I was talking to a brother today. It all goes back to the man's rightful place. When we out of position, everything else is out of position. When we in chaos, the world is in chaos. You know what I mean? So it all starts with us. So one thing with the youth, and I know how the youth is, as far as they want to see you know, the realness and, you know, and you being transparent and not judging them. You know what I mean? Let's just be like, you know, like, I talk to them, you know, like, I see them in the stores, on the corners. I'll be like, what up, though? What's up, young? You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Unc? You know what I mean? And I just chop it up. You know what I mean? Like, there's always this. I don't care if they got a toe-up face or whatever. I'm always like, what's up, though? How you be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some of them, they just crack a smile. What's up, Unc?
Because when is the last time somebody spoke to him?
I always speak to the young ones.
So you giving the model. If you ask me what's some strategies, start speaking to young people.
Y'all listen to him, y'all.
Start
Older
speaking.
people start listening to him.
And young people start speaking to the older people. I can run game on you right now. You want them new Jordans, you want whatever. I'm about to put you on game, even if your mama, your wife, your girlfriend listening. You want whatever you want. Get up tomorrow, that thing that you're supposed to do, don't even wait for nobody to ask you. Just do it. Then do it the next day.
Yeah.
I used to tell my students this all the time. And after a while, it's going to be hard for somebody to say, no, they're going to say, you just keep doing right.
You just keep doing it right.
But if we start speaking to folks and say, hey, how's it going, young blood? How you feeling? What's happening? They have some sense of connection. When they talk about failure in schools, here's what they looked at. They did a study, and they said the child who's most likely to shoot up a school is the one who has no sense of connection to anybody
Right.
in that school.
This
This is not what this is what the statistic. Now we got an administration that's changing things, so I hope the CDC stays in place. But when they would always say there was no common denominator for why Johnny
did this
or this one went and got a gun and shot up a school, right? But one of the things that they kept saying, that person was a loner. And they had no adult they can identify with. Now check this out.
Or kid.
Now if I'm the 17-year-old kid, and with all the schools we got in the world, it ain't that many. I want people to stop saying these kids gonna shoot up schools. Statistically, it's still a low number. However, it's amazingly tragic. So that means if I was 16 feeling that way, and there's millions of kids, and they graduate, now they're adults feeling that way. Now they are parents, they become parents and they feeling that way.
Something that's never got treated from a kid.
Never got treated. So how do we do that? So I just talked to the teenagers, now I'm talking to us brothers. Start talking to somebody. But you can't do that if you're not, if they're not willing to let you be vulnerable. So I broke my leg in August. It was a motorcycle trip. It was a bunch of us. It was about 9 of us, and 4 of us were civilians. 4 of us was patched up, was club members, and 5 were civilians. So we was trying to figure out where we were going to be. It was in a parking lot. Bike got away. I did something crazy. I saw the video. It was my fault. Broke my leg. Didn't cry. Worst pain. It broke the bone. Broke my ankle. I got pins in now. I'm just back to walking. So I can't put any pressure on my foot for months. 2 months ago, I'm on the phone with my partner out of Compton. He gangster. I'm thinking I'm still gangster. And we on the phone. And I'm like, yeah, see, I just got cleared to walk. He's like, what? I said, the doctor cleared me today. Said I could start putting pressure on it. I was on them knee scooters. I got my headset on, and I'm talking to him. Man, I turned that knee scooter and put my leg down. The pain shot me up. I fell over. The headset flew off. I'm screaming to the top of my voice. I hear this faint voice, Detroit, Detroit. It's him. I'm looking for the headphones. And I said, man, I think I re-broke my leg. He said, oh my God. And this is what touched me. He said, what can I do? He in Compton. You can't do nothing. But he said that. He said, what can I do? Check it. I said, man, I think I got to get to the hospital. Let me call my wife. I called my wife. I didn't cry when I crashed and broke my ribs. I didn't cry when I broke my leg. I didn't cry on other stuff, soon as my wife picked up the phone. Now, I wouldn't have said this if it was 20 years ago. I started crying like I was 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't even talk. She said, "What's going on?" She should have said, "Do they got you? You know, we got,
Do they got you?
We got codes, you know.
Do they got you?
They got you." But I said, "I think I broke my leg," and I'm crying. And I said, "I can't take it." And she might have thought I was gonna hurt myself. What I was saying was I couldn't take being back in the cast again for 4 months. Within 45 seconds, the Detroit kicked in. I said, "I can't get off the floor, but I'm gonna get up and take myself to the hospital." She said, "No, you're not. I'm on my way." I said, "By the time you get here, I'm gonna be back at the doctor."
Right.
I shook it off and I went. And I was telling my partner this, and he said, "Man, I can't believe you telling folks you was crying." I said, "I'm telling you because I think I can be vulnerable with you."
Right.
I'm telling you, I was so scared to be back in the crutch.
And
Right.
You know, and we don't do that with young people. That there's a thing going on TikTok now.
Right.
That there's a joke when a guy says, "Oh, I'm going to work," they got people laughing at
Right.
him. When they say, "I love you, son," we have to stop that. So you have to find a community where you're vulnerable. I'm gonna give you all something, and this ain't homework, but write these 3 letters down.
It might be homework. Write them down.
And then I'm gonna give you a movie to watch.
Whoa, I'm finna write it down. What we got?
It's ZPD.
Z?
ZPD. That stands for Zone
ZPD.
of Proximal Development.
Proximal to the
Zone of Proximal Development. And proximal means proximity,
yeah.
closeness,
Yeah.
where you're at.
area.
Area.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way, the zone in the area in which, or the zone in the area of people you're connected to, in which going to help you develop. Zone of proximal development. I used that when I wrote my dissertation. But you know what got me there? I watched the movie Trading Places.
Oh, wow. With Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Yikes.
Now,
Great movie.
So you can write down Zone of Proximal Development. You can go look it up, and Lev Vygotsky, and he started this in the early 1900s, and I'll seem like, oh yes, hello, and I got my bow tie. Fine. Even if you don't remember that, go watch Trading Places.
Trading Places?
That's Zone of Proximal Development. Remember, Eddie Murphy was the guy
It's homeless.
who was homeless.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd was the guy that was wealthy.
Yeah.
Once they was changed position, they took on a different life.
Exactly.
Our job is to give people different experiences so they can see something different. Listen, I wear Detroit on my hat. On my motorcycle, I ride 313. They call me Detroit. I wear my Detroit ring.
Yeah.
I'm Detroit. But I started also changing when I got to see it was a different world bigger than the block.
Bigger than Detroit.
When I thought going to McKenzie and Drew was it. But I started seeing there was another world out there. So we have to help people see something different. If men are struggling mentally, we're not just supposed to beat them up.
Right.
We're supposed to give them something different. We're supposed to hug them. I'm telling you, you want to talk about tripped out. I told you my father didn't tell me he loved me till I was 33, even though he showed me once I realized. But imagine.
Your father was Denzel Washington, but go ahead.
Yeah, he was straight up from fences. I ain't got like, now go cut the grass and get out my face. But imagine a brother, you know, I'm in the motorcycle world, especially in the antique world, man. And the first time a guy that I ain't really know told me he loved me, I was like, hold on, fam. What up? What? And then I was racing. And definitely in the outlaw world, it's like the mob. You get that kiss on the cheek, right?
Yeah.
And I'm racing. It's 2018. I come around track, and they invite me into the center. And the guy, in front of thousands of people, gave me a peck on the cheek. And I was like, what? And then later I was like, I'm a made man, right? It was like I was Don Corleone or something. And what it was, we get to share a sport where we just get to be vulnerable. But here's why. It's a dangerous sport.
Very.
So I want to make sure the guy I'm racing with go home. I want to make sure his kids see his father, his brother, his uncles again. So we're glad I'm racing next week As soon as we get to the track, we hug each other. How you feeling, man? I'm good. How the family? Love you, brother. All right, we going to eat tonight? No, I'm going to work on my bike. We don't have that in a lot of major cities because our thing is we got to draw back, and that's where hypertension come from. We're not telling folks, I love you. I mean, I'm telling you, that's the wildest thing because that's what the crux of fences. He showed it, but the son just wanted to hear it.
Right.
He just wanted to hear it.
Now, before we close the show out, Doc, this is what I want. I want to try to like bridge a gap area here, and hopefully you can help me with this.
Yes,
I
sir.
know we just kind of like going off the cuff right now.
Right.
Now, versus this 2026, so we just gonna say the 2020s,
Right.
all the way back to the 80s, the 70s, the 90s. We're just gonna lead it to, we just say 90s, 80s, and 70s. Men's mental health has always existed.
Yes.
What you think was the turning point from the 70s, 80s, possibly maybe even some of the 90s, for this mental health thing to be at an all-time high in 2026 versus then, or should I say then and now?
Then and now.
That's good. That's excellent. I
Right.
think it's always been there.
Yes, I believe it has also.
It's just become more exaggerated because of social media. It's,
I didn't think of that
it's
either when I asked that question.
always
Been there.
been there.
it is. I always
It hasn't been exaggerated because of social media. As we say, what caused it to be exacerbated?
Exacerbated.
What expanded that thing? If the three of us on the block, that's all we know. We talking about what we going through. But then I go home and it's midnight and I'm playing on the phone because I can't sleep.
Right.
And I'm seeing all this craziness.
Right.
Now I'm going, wow.
Right.
And then everybody, so now mental health has always been there, but it's a clickbait
That's right.
right now. Everybody says, oh, everybody's suffering from mental health. People laughed at Simone Biles.
Oh.
People laughed at the tennis star who couldn't, she was young when
Yes.
she won, and I can't think of her name, sister with the Japanese connection.
Yes, we talked about it too. I can't think of her name too.
And she said, my mental health, and people like, they told her to suck it up. You're a millionaire.
What they got to do
But
with
here was a black sister entering a white sport that didn't have anybody to connect with, right? So when you ask the question, what made it mushroom like some nuclear weapon, it was because we're getting to hear it more. The sad fact, hence why what you all are doing is so important, is still not reaching us black men. Even though we know there's a mental health crisis, it's still not coming into the city and reaching, because we're still struggling with this identity of what it means to be tough and not tough, or vulnerable. I mean, when I changed the people, I'm looking at some notes, I changed the people I hung around. I started dealing with more positive people. And then that made me change who I was to be positive. I stopped being afraid to tell people I love them without it being tied to something. I started using what you said earlier, brother,
Yeah.
because I want you to know I'm your brother.
Right.
I started doing what you talked about, speaking to young people a lot more often. And I tell people, you want to try something? I got 8 years in the military, all kind of bikes, travel all over, 3 Ivy League degrees. But the thing that's gotten me the furthest is learning to be nice.
No, no, be nice.
Time.
And
You know what I encounter, you know what I mean, now as I see young people and I go in the stores and stuff like that, majority every time what's the name, they usually always hold the door up for me. Like, hey, here you go, come on. You know what I mean? It's just like, but I always make sure of my business to speak to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Give
you
them
do.
that smile.
Yeah, you kind of like annoys me sometimes when you do that. You go out your way to do that.
But
too.
see, watch this. Man, y'all killing the game. That's the part we got to fight through.
Right.
Because we want to do this, right? There's Cleveland. Have you ever been to Cleveland? Then there's East Cleveland.
Right. Yeah, I know.
You don't go to East Cleveland
Yeah.
unless you done been familiar with cities.
Just like here.
So it's just like here. So I took my partner back. He came to visit, so I gave him a ride to East Cleveland. I watched him go in the store. Then I felt my car move. Then I felt my car move again. So I looked, there was a guy pushing on my car. Man, I swung the door open. Detroit came. I said, what you doing, fam? You just gonna run up on me like this? And he said, oh, my man told me I can pump your gas. And I said, oh, you with my man? He said, yeah. So when my guy came out, I said, bruh, you should have put me on point.
Right.
And he said this, the reason I'm able to move around here like I am is because I love the people in the community.
Yeah, I ain't on nothing.
And that's a guy.
I'm on positive.
That's a guy that always look out for me, so I look out for him. I give him a couple $. So I got back out the car and said, I appreciate you, brother, because it sure was cold tonight. You know, next time just let me know who you are, right? We keep thinking we look like suckers by speaking and being nice. When I say we, I'm talking about in general, because y'all are finding the solution. Because if we don't do that, we got to get somebody to help us do that. Last piece of homework. You got to write down these 3 letters.
Here we go. We got some more homework, y'all. Here we go.
This one is MKO.
MKO.
This is important.
What's that one?
That stands for more knowledgeable other. It's a psychological term, sociology term, and it simply means if I don't know it, I have to have the vulnerability to go to somebody who would.
That is a major problem.
So that MKO is what, I don't fake nothing. I'm working on a book right now.
Right.
So I called a guy who got more knowledge. I said, I didn't invite you here to critique my book. I need you to help steer me in the right direction if I'm going in the right direction. I don't need to know about if I'm not doing editing right now. Don't worry about the pictures. Just tell me how to, is this picture right? What do he showed me just some simple stuff. It changed. But I had to be willing enough to reach him. We're not getting that in the city. That's not true. I'm going to stop saying that. We are getting it.
We're not getting it on a larger scale.
That's right.
We might be getting doses of it, but we need more of it.
Especially for us to be 78% black in Detroit.
Right. So we
That's
just got
one of the 5th highest black communities in America, by the way. Whoa.
So we just got to tap into,
crazy.
we just got to tap into more of those resources as a whole, and and just put the pressure on the people.
If you're talking about this right here,
Yeah.
y'all Mental Health Thursday.
Yep.
When we talked, I said, yeah, because I don't know too many places that's keeping it real,
Right.
having this conversation in the den, and saying, we love you. We're here. Let's talk. Let's talk about this.
And we done been.
We all over the city showing love.
All over the city. We done
go
been
anywhere.
Hey, listen. I did 15 years, 6 months.
Wow.
You know what I mean? What you do? 16.
16.
He did 16.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he had to learn a little bit. He broke his up. You know what I mean? Mine was straight. I was good.
He did the recidivism.
Yeah, I did the recidivism.
But it's all in, you know what I mean? Like learning, like that whole process, and then being incarcerated, your mental health, you got to make it. It's your mental. You know what I mean? To do that time, to be strong, you know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? Not being no rat, not messing with no boys. You know what I mean? All that. You know what I mean? Like, it's here, but a lot of stuff, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But just not even that, though, but just the breakdown part of some people, they just give up, and then they on meds, and they just walking around like a zombie. You know what I mean? Because of the pressure of the time that they can't handle it.
That's right.
And then it just collapse. They just fold. And the next thing you know, they just be like, dang, you see Dog was just straight a week ago.
And gone.
Now he gone. Now he bugged out over in F unit.
Bugged out.
So, but here's the thing. If the brother who lost it and had to go to the mental ward in the prison, who hurt himself, who became property, I didn't do 15. I didn't do 16. Mm-hmm. So the question is, and I know the answer because the resources aren't there, right? If we expand the walls,
right?
If we expand the walls from Mound,
yep,
if we expand the walls from Soledad or any major institution, we can argue these inner cities become their own prison, right?
Yes.
And if we don't offer some resources, there's a reason why our life expectancy of black men is right at 70, 72. The hypertension, not even being able, man, you know, we don't talk about crying ourselves to sleep.
Right.
Chick will say to you in a minute, you know, I need somebody who could talk to me and be vulnerable. Come in and start crying, talking about how bad your job was and you felt like just clocking out. She gonna say, what's wrong with you? And so we all do this and we had this hypertension. But if we got a space like this where we could say, now we ain't asking people to call in and break down, that may not be the space, but just to know that it's okay that you feel the way you feel because other folks feel the way they feel and they made it. Don't sleep on the game. Don't sleep. Look, I'm proud to say that I only did 5 hours. It was the worst.
I'm proud that you were able to say that.
Listen,
I'm proud that you were able to say that as a black man in the mirror.
Well, I probably did 10 in total between the two of us.
I'm glad you're able to say you ain't never been and you sitting up here with a doctoral degree. That's what I'm proud of.
Here's the kicker though, right? Growing up in Detroit, started in Delray, went to Cary Elementary in Delray. I ain't telling you nothing you can't look up.
Shout out Southwest.
You went to Cary, left Cary, went to the west side, went to Parkman, over there on Coyle and Robeson, and then had a choice for Cody and McKenzie. I wanted to go to Chatsey because I heard how the MAC was. My mother said, you're not going to no Chatsey. I do a test, got accepted, went to the MAC. Then went into service because I ain't had no direction.
Right.
The guy told me go into service, so I went in. I said, well, Air Force, they don't go on the front line. Went in the Air Force.
Can you fly, Doc?
No, jump off the curb. I can't do that well. I broke my leg. So I digress. I digress. And so I got caught up, had a warrant, some ticket or something. And I remember on my way to Harvard. I was on my way to Harvard. This was the day I was to get my placement. Yes, sir. I was getting my placement for school. Police pulled me over. I get out. Actually, I see the guys in the mirror arguing.
Yeah.
It's a Friday. You know the rule on Friday.
Yeah.
And they asked me to step out, and I step out, and they put me in cuffs. Said, well, you got a warrant. I remember them taking me to the local station in Cambridge.
Yeah.
But the lady I was dating at the time, her brother was connected.
Was she white?
No.
Okay. I gotta check your temperature on that, Doc. You out there at Harvard, though.
Ain't nothing
So I gotta check you out. See if I can call Dr. Umar on Doc over here. Go ahead.
You call Doc. Umar probably know. I bet I said they ain't gonna come for y'all. So
Dr. Umar will be like, dude. You got bunnies over there? Dude. Y'all got bunnies?
Bunny hopper.
Yeah, y'all got bunny hoppers over there? Dude.
So what?
Go ahead.
How many lashes give him 10 lashes.
Yeah. So they got you at Travis arrested.
I actually own the Traveling Black History Museum. I've always been a
wow.
Yeah, I've been a black nationalist.
Why would you say this from the start of the show?
No, because
So now you know what I mean? So
you had a traveling what?
So what? But you know how you're like, you know what I mean? So usually like, get all the information, then we come in and we be like, doctors, who's the traveling museum, who has 30 degrees, who's on his way to Harvard but got pulled over.
Yeah, because if I would have started there, people would have been like, oh, he's saying that to connect. No, I'm saying that because I've been there. So when they arrested me, I won't say what my man was into, but he made a call. And I remember they said, we'll process you. So they took me down and go in front of the magistrate. So you can either go in front of the judge or magistrate. 5 hours. I'm sitting there going, what's going on? How do you do this? But I felt like the walls was closing in, right? Ooh. If we take away the concept and the reality of county and prison and penitentiary, right? And start talking about walls closing in, same thing. We got the same thing, and if we're talking about why are black men dying at a faster rate, because that wall closed in, they didn't have nobody to reach out to. So I tell everybody, if you're going through something, they got suicide lines, call. If you're going through something, reach out and talk with folks. This is a great space to be in on Thursday and hear from folks, because we're going to give you, as a guest, my real life experiences.
Oh man, we appreciate it.
You all are going to curate your guests sitting here.
Yes.
I don't need no, and this is me, I wouldn't want anybody here saying, I'm keeping it real, I know you're going to do wrong. No, you just send somebody to penitentiary to the grave. But don't do that.
We ain't never doing that.
Not y'all.
I'm saying like,
yes,
we ain't gonna lie. So a lot of stuff, you know what I mean, like, like people come on our show, whatever the case may be. If you say something that's out of pocket, we don't let you know. We don't prescribe.
And we ain't gonna allow you
to that.
We gonna allow you to put yourself in the jail.
We gonna cut you straight off. Like,
I saw that already when you was making sure I was causing an international crisis. So I would love to offer this. I still mentor. I mentor some of the students I worked with for the years.
Do you have an actual place where they meet at somewhere?
No, they call. I give them my cell number. They reach out. Yeah, because if we don't do that, if we don't speak at the store, if we don't talk to them, if we don't do that, I did do something stupid because, again, we have to be vulnerable. So let me give you some vulnerability. That social media will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
When we were young in 16, 17, and if you didn't feel you couldn't handle it, you got juiced up. And you got liquid courage.
All right.
You knew you couldn't beat Jamal down the block. Right. So if I get Mad Dog or Irish Rose or whatever, I might get one good drunk punch in, right? Yeah. Today we have virtual courage.
Yeah.
Stop fighting over these internet. I did something so stupid 10, 15 years ago. A guy was talking trash.
You got to argue on the internet.
And I texted him my address.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was dumb.
That was wild.
And
you was too real.
And I said this. I still say this to this day.
He didn't pull up, did he?
No, I was looking out the window every day. I'm about to be killed in my own house, being hot-headed.
Being hot, foolish.
But here's the thing I tell people.
He probably was like, this nigga text me his address.
This nigga must be crazy.
Serious.
Well, Detroit, we got an edge on us anyway.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody, he like, this nigga, it's crazy. But this nigga waiting. This nigga, I'd be a fool to pull up over there because I don't know where he gonna be at.
And the girls do it all the time, though.
But here's what
girls do it all the time.
But here's what scared me. This is what scared me.
Girls is fearless.
This is what scared me. There's always somebody tougher than you.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what shook me. Even today, if people, because I don't do that over the internet, but if people are debating, I'll say we could break bread or break bones. My preference is to break bread. How do we do that? But y'all are already doing it because y'all having this conversation and helping people to sit here. When you look at the statistics, that 1 in 5 black boys killing themselves, that the recidivism rate is higher than any other race.
Yes.
When you look at 70% of people incarcerated did not have a relationship with their father.
Yes.
When you look at that, only 4% of the psychologists in the world are black men.
Right. It's medical.
So
you already done. You touched on education. Touched on medical. Nah. Keep going.
So when you take those statistics, the question is, what do you do? And one of them is what you all are doing right here. Lend somebody an ear. Lend somebody a space where you can offer them some possible insight. If you feel you're at your wit's end, seek psychological help. We know that appears to be a bad mark in the black community. Get you some help and find somebody. If the first psychiatrist don't work, or psychologist, go to the next one.
And then,
if
like
that
you say,
one
also,
don't work, go to the next one.
And also, we got to deal with this also, because economically, a lot of people can't afford to go to a psychologist.
That's
so
right.
y'all got to go back to the ZPD.
That's
y'all got to go back to that. So when you can't know that you're not financially stable, to seek actual professional help or whatever.
Talk to
seek
somebody.
somebody indifferent that's not biased to you. Don't pick nobody that's rooting you on to do some goofball, man. Pick somebody that you know that has some type of knowledge, that has some type of wisdom, that will be non-biased to your foolishness. For real.
Man, I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
This quick note, you know what I mean, access of mistrust, who provides care? You know what I mean, in 2024, blacks Black adults were 36% less likely than all U.S. adults to receive any mental health treatment in the past year.
I keep telling y'all.
Which leads to, you know what I mean, even with depression is present, only 52% of black adults, which are major depressed episodes, got treatment. You know what I mean? And it was like a 64% overall. So, but in that, it's just like, when it come to blacks' mental health, and you know, and we getting treatment for it, people just look over it. It's like it says, a quiet crisis, like, you know, because we know, we definitely
But
know.
you hear about white people all the time going to the goddamn something.
But you know what? So what kills me, you know what I mean, is that the point of when they do some heinous stuff, they say his mental health, he was dealing with this and this and that, and he didn't get the treatment when he was a kid, and they make all type of excuses.
Look at the Menendez brothers trying to get out now. The Menendez brothers trying to get out now.
That's right.
They actually is this close. It's very close to getting out.
Killed their parents.
But
it's mental crisis. This is what I tell people. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't just wake up one day and start eating folks.
Black people at that.
I was getting ready to say, but who was he killing? Black men. And when that young man escaped, that young man of color, I don't know if he was black or Latino, got to the police.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they was like, no, they was like, get out of here.
He escaped Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, they was like, get out of here.
Got to the police.
Say,
Jeffrey Dahmer comes out and says it's a lover's quarrel. They let that man take that boy back, and that boy never saw the light of day. And because what you just said as black men, it's kind of brushed away. And we have to go to, I'll tie the 2 points. If it's brushed away and I can't afford it, how do I in turn make sure that I have some resources? You might not be able to have the resources outside of your community, so find those people. When I was in grad school, there's a series called 7 Up. It's called 7 Up. They started tracking kids when they were 7 years of age, and they tracked them every 7 years. 7 years, 14, 21. One gentleman at 21 lost his weight and he moved to the tundra, and we had to kind of speculate what was going to happen to him when he was 28. And I said to the professor, if he finds him a community, a like-minded people, and positive, he'll do well. The professor put me on spot. I'm from the hood, I'm in Detroit. He said, so you're saying your community can help heal you? And I said, that's what I did in Detroit. And what happened? We went and looked at 7 Up, the next series. The young man moved from the tundra, joined a theatrical community. His mental health and positive outlook improved. And so, because that's where the series stopped, we didn't look further on down the road at 35. So, but the point was, it was proven that, man, if I could talk to somebody. I mean, how many times we had our doggone wits end, and your boy called you at the right moment? Right. Bro, you good? Let's go get something. Man, I needed that.
Even, you know what I mean, like, and you know, before we close it out, even when, you know, like, being in the streets and the guy on his knuckles, and the guy like, man, we need to hit a lick. We need to, you know what I mean, by all means or whatnot. And then, you know, guy be like, dog, that ain't going, you know, that can go either 2 ways. It can go, you can go far left or far right. It's one of the two, you know what I mean? It ain't that bad. You know what I mean? Like, we just gotta wait it out. But I want to read this before we close.
Go ahead.
And it says that
we ain't gonna hold the doctor too much longer, y'all. He got babies to deliver.
Right.
Come on.
It said our goal isn't to reduce statistics, it's to keep brothers alive and present and emotionally whole for themselves, their families, and this city, Detroit, and whatever city that you in. So that ain't it's us as a whole, you know what I mean? Like, giving people an outlet to come, like, Den and Our podcast. to be able to like you reach in, you reach
If
out.
you got
to
something
us.
you want to bring to Men's Mental Health Thursday, be free to share it. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? Reach out to us. You know what I mean? Like this is what got this platform for you to express yourselves, and whatever we talk about, that's between us. You know what I mean?
And we're not no male. And we're not no male chauvinistic show, so women don't be trying to come for us. I already done got a couple of y'all DMs already. Like, oh, well, no, y'all got enough stuff for y'all. Y'all get enough pampering, ladies. Y'all get enough stuff. Take my word on it.
Well,
y'all overdue.
We need to get the men's mental health together. Once the men's mental health together, then that's gonna lead the community and the women gonna fall in place. Because when the men's mental health together, we ain't tolerating that nonsense, and you ain't gonna have no choice but to fall in place.
Yeah. Because if we don't get to a place where we develop this sense of what it means to have union, what it means to come together, if I'm broke, I ain't gonna do nothing but break you.
Right.
If I'm clowning, I ain't gonna do nothing but clown you.
Right.
If I meet you and you got 2 kids and I didn't know how to love myself, how I'm gonna love you or your 2 kids, right?
Right.
We as you all develop your resources, this will be a space where people can come to and we can give the statistics. But it's not a numbers game.
Right.
This is life.
Yes.
Think about this. And
Definitely life.
I'm going to give you this and y'all can
All right,
take
come
it
on.
from here.
Then I'm going to let you go and I'm going to close it out. Come on,
This is
Doc.
what helped change me as I'm going through, and I still go through.
Yes.
Don't be on here I don't want none of y'all to think that this guy just
Got
did.
it all made.
If you look at my Instagram, I only post positive stuff.
For sure.
That's it.
That's it.
Nah, I'll be fighting though. I'll be fighting. I'll be fighting because
You want to get off into the fluff?
I want to tell some folks.
You want to get off into the fluff,
But
huh?
here's what I realized some years ago. And this is the science of it. We are miracles, right?
Yep.
We're all miracles. And people say, people say that. 1 million sperms were ejaculated.
There was.
1 million.
Yeah.
And probably maybe more, but
Yeah.
and you made it. And so
You want to be here.
I don't do New Year's resolution because every day is a new year, right? This
On the
right
podcast,
here,
call you right back.
this was when I heard what y'all was doing. I was excited to be here.
Oh, wow. I was more excited than you was.
I
maybe.
packed
don't know.
up. I put my bike in my van. I'm like, I'm about to be in the streets and be on
Wow.
the track. But to hear that, folks, because I could have used this. I could have used this when I was that 23-year-old kid trying to cuss the bus driver out, and it almost caught me a bit. I could have used this when I want to fight anybody that looked at me wrong.
Right.
And so y'all really have something here. If you ever want me to come back, I ain't gonna talk.
Oh,
about
man.
trying
We gonna definitely have you as a return
Yeah.
guest, if you don't mind.
No, I think in talking to you over the phone, I felt what y'all was doing. It's so needed. I mean, we're in crisis.
Yes.
We're in crisis.
Yes.
And you said something important because the ladies might come at you.
Yeah, they already have.
But there are programs for the ladies.
Yeah.
Tell me where a man can go and just be vulnerable. and
Used to
say,
be the
"Man, I'm not
barbershop.
doing it." Right.
But now I got to make an
I got
appointment
somebody
to
coming.
get in the barbershop.
But here's the
Who that,
deal.
cuz?
The problem is, and I love the barbershop movies, that became a problem because everybody thought that was the place. I wore dreads. I wore locks. I
Oh,
call
wow.
them the dreads. I wore locks for 17 years. I didn't even know how much I missed that community until I cut them off and went to get my hair cut.
Right.
I was looking around. They thought I was the narc because I was just looking, listening, because I forgot how enriching that was for somebody to escape and just talk about what they're going through.
Right.
So y'all doing the thing. I appreciate you. Any way I can help save the kids. We had a conversation earlier about them saving themselves. No, if you fall overboard, somebody better throw me a life vest.
Right.
This a life vest.
That's what we're here for. That's,
that's-
you know what I mean? That's what this platform is for. We're here to throw them lifelines and, you know what I mean, and help, reel those people in, man, and, get this mental health together with us black men in this society.
And listen, I'm going to close this out, y'all. And this is the last thing that I'm going to say before I close out. And I want y'all to really pay close attention because Dr. Hayward really loaned us his time and his energy to come over here and give us this information that we all sincerely needed. Now, this is what I need y'all to understand why we've been here talking for this whole time or whatever. This is going to be very short and simple. What you guys got to understand, I know a lot of people always take our history back to slavery, which our history goes way far, way beyond slavery. But I want y'all to know this key thing about slavery. Slavery is where our mental is at now. That slavery is our mental now. So the same mental issues that men are suffering in right now, it goes all the way back 400 and something years ago. Because those men that were enslaved, they had no one to talk to either. So y'all got to understand that this is a buildup of black men having mental issues that's been passed down generational. We talking about 400 years of mental anguish. So, with that being said, I want y'all to understand this. When you in these situations out here on the streets, whether it's road rage, whether on your bike, whether you dealing with your kid, whether you at the schoolhouse dealing with a teacher, whether you standing in line at the doctor's office, whatever it is, I want you as a black man to understand that, yo, I am black. It's first. You got to understand that because a lot of people out here don't understand they black men. I don't know why. You know, you got this other guy. I ain't going to mention his name, but you know who I'm talking about. He said he wasn't black. Remember he said that? He said he wasn't black. But he just said it too a couple weeks ago. This is a new guy. But that you are black. And due to the fact you are black, you are looked at and perceived differently. That's right. So with that, with you knowing this, what they say in G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. With you knowing this, carry yourself and conduct yourself with just a tad bit better decorum when you're doing whatever you're doing. Because I'm going to tell you, when you're moving in a positive light, positive things happen. Oh, man. I mean, they happen. When you positive and you not having no negativity going on, I'm talking about that bullet, when they doing that shootout over there, they went right past you. Because you know why? Because your energy was so positive that it didn't even allow you to even fall into no negative track.
That's a whole nother show. You killing the game now.
So I want y'all out there on the mental health, y'all, is just relax, man. Relax. And then Doc Hayward just told you about the hypertension. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that because we're gonna get back. I'm gonna bring that back up. Yeah. The hypertension is something that we got to worry about because we in our latter ages now. You know what I'm saying? We getting up there. And hypertension is something that you don't see. It don't say, "Oh, you sick." It don't do nothing. It just kill you. It just kill you. So we gonna get back off to that. I want to thank
on a positive note.
I want to thank Dr. Hayward for coming out, giving us his take and his information on men's mental health, his stories that actually propelled him to be a better man. Right. See, that's where we at with it. I can't propel you to be rich. I can't do that. I can't propel you to take care of your kids, but I can't do none of that. But I can propel you to be a better you. See, you being a better you is a better for everybody. It's better for everybody. So I want to thank Dr. Hayward for coming out.
Thank you.
Blizz, go ahead and close us out.
Listen, we here then in our podcast. We're on Men's Mental Health Thursdays, every Thursday at 7 p.m. I want y'all to tune in.
Time might change.
As of right now,
keep your notifications on.
As of right now, we on 7. We on 7. You know what I mean?
7 now.
The number of completion.
7
you feel me?
Because
we on 7. We gonna start at 7.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So y'all peace out, man.
Holla.